Title: The Whisper of the Cypress. The scent of blood still clung to the damp air as Mehran crouched beneath the archway of a forgotten alley in Persepolis. His cloak was dusted with ash. A letter trembled in his calloused hands, its wax seal cracked by haste. His fingers gripped the hilt of the curved shamshir hidden under his robe, not in fear, but in habit. He had been framed for the murder of a royal scribe. Mehran, once a respected investigator for the Shah's court, now wandered in the shadows of the empire he once served. It had happened overnight: a forged confession, a missing relic, and the sudden death of the scholar who had uncovered a plot within the empire. The court didn't hesitate. They needed someone to blame. Mehran vanished. That was 3 months ago. Now, this letter changed everything. Scrawled in a trembling hand were just 9 words. The Cypress weeps. The serpent wears your name. Signed only with an emblem, the shape of a broken hourglass. Mehran's eyes narrowed. Only one man used that symbol. Derek, the mute servant once loyal to the royal family, who had disappeared the same night Mehran had been accused. If Derek was alive, then he knew something. But the Cypress referred to a secretive sanctuary outside the city, an ancient garden where forbidden knowledge was hidden and whispered, not spoken. Mehran slipped into the streets, cloaked in twilight. The alleyways were riddled with secrets. Light from oil lanterns flickered along stone walls as he passed beggars, merchants, and spies pretending to be both. But in his mind, only one thought burned. He was not chasing justice anymore. He was chasing truth. The garden lay beyond the southern gates, nestled between dunes and the edge of an abandoned fire temple. Mehran reached it under a sky swollen with stars. The cypress trees stood tall, ancient and still, their branches like arms raised to forgotten gods. A soft sound, the flick of a pebble, brought his hand to the hilt of his sword. From the shadows stepped a boy, no more than 12, eyes hollow but fierce. "You seek Derek?" the boy asked. Mehran studied him. "Who are you?" "I am the whisper left behind," the boy said cryptically. "Derek is dead. Well, he left a trail of broken kings and stolen names." Then the boy handed Mehran a page torn from a scribe's ledger. Written in elegant but coded Persian was a list of names, advisors, merchants, and one that made Mehran's breath stop cold. Kavas Mirban. Kavas was no ordinary noble. He had once been Mehran's mentor, a man of reason, power, and charm. And yet, his name here meant betrayal had roots deeper than Mehran imagined. The boy spoke again. Derek uncovered the truth. Kavas has been feeding secrets to the eastern kingdoms. The scribe found out. That's why he died. That's why you were blamed. Mehran's heart pounded like war drums. Every moment felt sharpened like steel. But Kavas isn't the kingmaker, the boy continued, voice barely a breath. He's the puppet. The true serpent lives within the palace, disguised as virtue. Mehran knew only one way to reach the palace again, through the tunnels beneath the city. He once helped design the security of those passages. Now, he had to breach them. With stealth and memory as his guides, Mehran slipped through the crypts of the old ziggurat. Echoes of forgotten chants still clung to the stone. Rats scurried at his boots. At last, he emerged within the inner gardens of the palace, shrouded in the silence of midnight. Inside the Hall of Records, he found her, Anara, the Shah's daughter. But she was not alone. Facing her, back-turned, was Kavas. "You disappoint me," Kavas said. "You were to stay silent." "I will not let you rot the empire," Anara replied, voice like tempered flame. Mehran stepped forward, revealing himself. "You trained me well, Kavas," he said coldly, "but you should have taught me how to forget." Kavas turned, stunned, but only for a breath. His dagger flashed. Mehran blocked, the blades clashing like thunder in a temple. Their duel wove between pillars and shadows, but Kavas had grown old and soft from court life. Mehran struck him down, not with death, but with truth. He tied Kavas, gagged him, and handed him to Anara. "You said the serpent was in the palace," Mehran whispered to her. "Who is it?" Anara's eyes did not flicker. "My mother, the queen, respected, adored. She had married the Shah not for love, but to ensure her bloodline, descendants of a rival dynasty, would outlive the throne. She had orchestrated the deaths, used Kavas, planted false truths. She was the serpent in silks. Mehran knew confronting her was suicide, but he wasn't here to kill her. He was here to reveal her. Anara, with her father's signet, summoned the court by sunrise. In the golden hall, filled with whispering robes and suspicious eyes, Mehran emerged with a scroll. Derek's final testimony, written in code and decoded by Anara herself. He read it aloud, how the queen had plotted to poison the scribe, how Kavas forged the confession, how a loyal servant died trying to stop it. Then he unwrapped a blood-stained bracelet, Derek's. It bore the queen's emblem on its clasp. The court turned silent. The queen did not deny it, she only smiled. "If a lion sleeps long enough," she said softly, "even jackals believe they're kings." Then she turned and walked to the guards, as if fate were a necklace she had worn long enough. The Shah stripped her of all power. She was exiled to the very desert she tried to sell the kingdom to. Months passed. Mehran was cleared of all charges, his name restored, but he refused his old title. Instead, he opened a small school beneath the ruined fire temple, a place where orphans, beggars, and the voiceless could learn to read, write, and defend truth. Among them was the boy from the garden. His name was Baram, and he never whispered anymore. Morals of the story. Truth is patient, but never absent. Even when buried, it waits for the right soul to uncover it. Power can be borrowed, stolen, or given, but never owned forever. True power lies in what you do with the truth. Betrayal doesn't always come from enemies, it comes from those closest, which is why integrity must begin with oneself. No one is ever too small to make a difference. Even a boy in shadows can shift the fate of empires. The past may wound you, but the future is forged by what you do with that pain. The whisper of the Cypress reminds us that sometimes our darkest trials are preparing us to become the light others need to find their way. Please like, share, and subscribe.